Hey there, guys. So we're just going to pick up where we left off with that last problem. Sorry about that. We had multiplied by -1 on the lower equation. So we had -1x minus 1y equals -6. So our x's could cancel out, right? So we're looking at this equation and this equation being added. +1x, -1x, the x's have been eliminated. 9y minus 1y, 8y. 54 plus a -6 gives us 48. We're going to divide by 8, and y is 6. Okay, now I would sub that back in. You know the substitution method. I'm going to keep going. Look here, again, we're looking for, they either have, they're almost ready, they're not quite ready. We're looking for the same coefficient, right, as like our number, so maybe a 2x and a 2x, the same variable, but they're not quite a match, one positive, one negative. So we're going to use -1. So if you want to write a little love note here, we're going to multiply by -1 so that the other can become his opposite. So for example, we have 13x and 13x. We need one of those to be a negative. So let's make this lower one. It really doesn't matter if I do the top or the bottom. But let's multiply by -1. So -1 times 13x, -13x. -1 times -11 becomes +11. And then -1 times 7 is -7. You can see that it basically just made all of these the opposite. +13 to -11 to +11, +7 to -7. All right, now we're ready to use that top and now our new one. So we have 13x plus -13x. This is eliminated. +2y plus 11y. We have 13y. And then we have -32 and -7 gives us -39. Divide by 13. And y equals -3. All right, again, then I would substitute this back in, but you already know those steps, so I'm going to continue on to our next skill. Okay, in this instance, we're going to see that there's nothing that matches. So it says, what do we do now? We want to get a common number. So we're going to use multiples. Remember, multiples are not factors. Multiples would say if we had 2 and we had 3, where along their multiplication chart do they match? And they both match at 6. So we want a number that's bigger than both of these, or it could be at least the size of the larger number, okay? And find a match. So let's take a look. We have a 1 and a 5 with x's. We have a 10 and a 25 with y's. Well, I feel like it would be easy to make our 1x into a 5x. So what does that mean I need to do? It means I to multiply by a number other than 1. So we're going to multiply this entire top expression by 5 so that we can make this a 5. Okay, so we're going to have 5 times 1x, 5x. 5 times -10y, -50y. And then we're going to have -15 times 5, -75. So it's just like the last ones we did, but instead of just multiplying by -1, we're actually multiplying by a new number. This number can also be a +5, or I could have multiplied by a -5. Okay, so now we have a +5, and so the equation below it right here is ready to go at -5x. Now we have the kind of match that we want. And now we can total these up. 5x and -5x are eliminated. They become 0x. -50 plus 25 would be -25y. -75 plus a +25 would be -50. Divide by -25. And y is going to be +2. Now again, I should then substitute this value back in. I know that part of my answer, the y value, is going to be 2. I need to find the x value. So I can choose either of my original equations and sub in the 2. So 1x minus 10, we're going to sub in the y of 2 equals -15. Sorry, I'm overlapping here. 1x minus 20 equals -15. Plus 20 to start solving for that x. and x equals positive 5. So we have our final answer. All right, let's go over here. We have a 13 and a 2, an 8 and a 1. Well, we can either make them both 26 for my 13 and 2, or 1 and 8. I could make this one become an 8. Because I'm familiar with 8s, I'm going to choose 8. So I need to make it so that this will become a negative 8, right? This one's positive, so we want opposites. So I need to multiply this entire expression by negative 8. All right, here we go. 2x times negative 8, negative 16x. 1y times negative 8, negative 8y. Negative 1 times negative 8, 8. So that equation is ready to go. So let's use this one the way it is. And we have 13x, positive 8y, negative 2. So I could have made these two a match or these two a match. So I'm going to go with eliminating the y's. Positive 8 and negative 8, those are eliminated. Now we total these up, negative 3x and 6. Divide by negative 3. And we have x equals negative 2. Okay, then the last step, sub in our answer to get the other part of our answer. We have the x value is negative 2. Let's find the y. So we're going to sub this. Oops. I don't know why that went there.